Christal, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well and grateful. Can't complain. Better than I deserve to be.
That is awesome. Well, I enjoy, first of all, this show, The Big Drive, is fun. It was a lot of fun to watch the episodes that I did. And it's funny because I'm like, there's nothing that you can't do. Is there anything that Nick Cannon cannot do well? You
Ah,
actually were driving a race car, you're hosting, you're singing, you're rapping, Nick, another thing on the long list of job titles that you have.
anything I can't do. I can't sit still. That's probably when you talk to any of my teachers. That's definitely they'll let you know. I do not know how to sit still, but it's transferred into me, being able to multitask and do multiple things throughout my career. So I'm
Yeah.
grateful for this big drive energy.
That is dope. As a one thing we don't hear a lot about your life before you were a celebrity because we've known you, feel like we've known you since you were really young, but you talked about actually working in an auto repair shop when you were young.
Yeah, and it was funny. I worked in a car shop even while I was working on my career. I mean, that was actually the way that I paid for my way to go back and forth to Hollywood to do stand up and my music. So I paid for studio time. I had a mentor in my life who was a business owner, and he had like multiple shops uh and owned studios and things like that. And one of the ways he was like, "Yo, I'll give you studio time if you learn how to, change these brakes and do oil changes and and kind of that created my love for cars and my understanding for cars. Probably like around like 15 or 16, which is also around the time where, my career started to take off as a comedian. So it was all at the same time, but it was like that was my hustle from the humble beginnings.
Nice. Well, the beginnings were humble, but you've definitely surpassed probably anything that you thought you would back then. I wonder, I watched you and Mike Tyson talking about how he had a Rolls Royce Corniche for each year after eight. That was crazy.
Crazy.
But I wonder, like, but I'm sure, both of you guys are in a situation where you can have anything that money can buy. What drives you once you get to that level where how do you find motivation to keep being excited and keep being, motivated and find passion when, there's got to be a lot that you've been there, done that.
Yeah, you took a question right out of my book. That's the question that I ask everybody when I'm sitting in, like, what drives you at this point? And like you said, from Mike Tyson to Snoop Dogg, to Lil Durk, to all of these people I got a chance to sit with is like, that's one of the greatest questions. Like, what continues to drive you? And for you to ask me that, I would really say is giving others opportunities, building platforms for the community, building platforms for this next generation to thrive and live out their dreams. And really, that's what this show is all about in an inspiring way to say, like, hey, I always ask everyone about their beginnings and then now currently where they are, like what continues to motivate you. And I would say the thing that gets me up out of the bed every day is one, I mean, being the best father and patriarch and leader I could be, in my own family, but then also to the community. And whether it's my flies or my flaws, I'm gonna still live it out the biggest way I can and be an example by being authentic to myself
Yeah.
and take it or leave it for what it is.
You are a celebrity that shares a lot, and you share a lot about your personal life and your struggles. I know that you have a podcast coming up with Iyanla Van Zant. But I wonder, did you start that way? Did you start saying, you know what, I'm just going to be honest and, you like it or love it? Or did you get to a point, especially being such a big celebrity so young, where you realize, you know what, I'm just going to be comfortable being myself. Either they like it or they don't.
I think good people have no problems being authentic and being who they are.
Yeah.
We got something to hide that usually is tell like, all right, well, there's a facade there. And then I think it probably has a lot to do with um me being a stand-up comic. I mean, those are the best comedians that just are vulnerable, open, honest, self-deprecating, and I've always been that. So I only know how to be me. I don't know how to be fake. You know what I mean? Uh, and to a fault, to where it's got me in trouble on many occasions. But I think again, when they know your heart,
Yeah.
then that's that's in a good place.
Yeah,
Whatever
can't
comes
fake
with it.
that.
Yeah, you can't.
Like that people can see through. All right, well, let people know where they can see. I think this is a great look for Tubi. The show, like I said, is fun. We get to see a little bit of you being vulnerable, getting in that car. I can't believe you actually raced in the car. That would be scary as heck to me.
Facts. And I mean, that's Tubi is where it's at. Like, I'm such a fan of the platform and the community in which it's created, because they cater into us. They allowing us to rock. And that's why I love Tubi so much. And I mean, any way that I can lend my light to someone who's looking out for our community and giving our community opportunities, I'm all about it.
That's what's up. All right. Thanks so much, Nick. Good luck with the big drive.
Appreciate you.